Okay, I went down the shops, managed to get two there. So yeah, two for $4.50 I think it is. 2032s. So hopefully we can get this thing out again. Remember the way they went up? I think they must have gone up with the number on there or something. I think we had the number on there, didn't we? Come on, help me fellas, did we have the number? Otherwise I'm just going to have to go back and look at old clips again. Which, geez, a bit hard to get out of the pack. Oh yes, oh Jesus. No, there's something going on here fellas. What the heck's going on here? Oh, no, unless it's a safety feature for children or something. I don't know. Seems to be sort of, I don't know, yeah, something's a bit weird going on here, fellas. To pull them down the side or something? I think it must be a safety feature or something for the kiddies or something. Yeah, it's a double insertion or something. Yeah, it's a double one, fellas. Must be trying to protect the kiddies. The old flowery grandkiddies from the doing themselves in. Yeah. Granddad's ripping tubers out of the bush again. Quick, swallow a battery. Anyway, before I put the back on, I suppose we've got to see if it works or not. Yes, we have ignition, fellas. Probably do have to clean the screen a bit. Okay, so we've got a 0-0 reading in there. We'll put this thing on now and see if we can put it back. Wasting time, of course. Now, where were we? Oh, we're trying to keep it flat or something. Yeah, somewhere trying to keep it flat. Now let's go down a bit, I suppose. I don't know how far we want to go down. We'll get out a bucket here, and we'll just get our bucket and we'll put it on here and see what we get. Probably have to go around 6.4 kilos apparently, fellas. Yeah, 6.4 kilos, which is not right. Maximum weight 150 kilos. Okay. Okay. Right. Is it going to measure? 8.6 kilos apparently on there. Now, zero it again. Oh, come on. Modern technology. Okay, zero. Where do I put the damn thing? Do I put it on there? No, it's saying 5.3. Okay. If I move it up here, do I change anything? No, I think to one side. Or am I squashing the battery about or something? Oh, yeah. Zero, does it take time or it's just not? 8.1. Does it just take time to measure it or something? No. 8.6. That sounds more like it for a 10 litre thing. 8.6, that's a bit low, isn't it? For a 10 litre bucket with sand in it. Okay. Gets back on again. It's just messing me. See what it gives me. Nah, that's not right. I'm more than 50 kilos. I'm more than a sack of flour, fellas. Nah, that's not right, fellas. That's a lot of bullshit. Even though the naught reading is alright. Okay, well, we tried, fellas. I tried. It's just not accurate at all. Not accurate at all. Just a lot of bullshit, isn't it? can't get anything these days for a reasonable price that actually does the business sort of thing. Oh well, we tried. Hopefully we'll get some red redemption in about less than 2 weeks time. Hopefully by 2 weeks. Well, the fly is choosing the charcoal one over the at the moment anyway. Oh, also by the way, I got some dandelion and various other weed things and go onto these things there. I don't know if they're going to germinate or not, but got some ants exploring. They're exploring, and there's another fly there. Get this thing out of the way. But no ants on this one. So there you go, the one with the sponge and no charcoal. So by now we're probably watering the salt out of the charcoal, and it's going to become a nice meat in a way. So it's going from the soil bacon stage, because we're flushing out the salt. So we're flushing out basically the salt, and we're going to end up with the charcoal without the salt, which basically turning soil bacon back into unsalted bacon, or meat in other words, and the organisms should grow then, sort of thing, if that's the logic of the soil bacon and charcoal in general. And what was I thinking in the car? What was I thinking? All this Peter Krieger thing, and they're talking about, vanadium and all that thing that, if you read a lot of papers, they talk about vanadium as a cofactor for marine enzymatic reactions. And I've tried vanadium, had no response, but then I'm thinking, well, I've got to go back and try it again, because you might have a response. Now we know we take the salt out of the equation by adding meat in, sort of thing. They don't like the salt, but oh yeah, that's it. Are these plants growing in this sort of marine situation? Let's go back a few steps. CPs can handle a lot of salt if it's potassium amended. So are they eating the insects to get the potassium to protect them against the salt sort of thing? And some of them can get up to like 2/3 seawater or beyond, like helium-4 can even somewhere between 2/3 and full seawater strength can handle helium-4, pretty tough. Tougher than cephalotus. Cephalotus can handle between 2/3 and seawater, but helium-4 is even tougher than cephalotus. So I think, why can they do that? Is it because they grow in these areas so the areas become salty and therefore turn any meat in the environment into like a soil bacon, and they wait for the salt to be flushed out so they get access to the meat in quotes? Or are they taking the salt away from the soil bacon themselves, so the organism then grow in the thing, and then the organism thanks the plant for taking the salt out by giving the plant some maybe nitrogen, or maybe the organism grows up into the plant and says, thank you very much for taking the salt away from the charcoal, or a form of soil bacon, or some of them. In return for doing this and allowing me to grow in the charcoal, now I'm going to help you by giving you whatever you want. What do you want, sort of thing, Maybe there's a little chemical tete-a-tete between the two, saying, well, thank you very much. You've allowed me to actually exist in the environment now, allowed me to make my home in the charcoal or in other various modes of soil bacon. And in return for allowing me to live in this charcoal from this bushfire, this salty charcoal, you've taken the salt out for me, and I can grow in it, would you like some nitrogen or something like that? I don't know if that's the way it works, but I reckon we're going to find out. But look at this, starting to grow now. Look at that, can you see that? I noticed on here, this almost looks like it was slightly bluing on the end of one of these things. I don't know if that's just me, or we're going to see more of that. The other thing I thought about is Drosera gigantea. Because it's a rheophyte living in a sort of quite an anaerobic environment in a way, in quotes, sort of thing, does it actually oxygenate itself to cope with that? And in doing so, we go from the pink, or you got the pink, clear, green, but in a high oxygenated environment, the actual green, this green here, goes blue. So a thing like a Drosera gigantea, it actually over-oxygenates itself so it can live in this sort of anaerobic environment where the meat-loving organism, so it takes out the salt from the soil, but it also over-oxygenates itself, so I don't know, to cope with the fact that it's living in such a reductive environment, I don't know. And in doing so, when the organism goes inside the plant, it goes blue. I don't know, because it's a cyanophyte in a way. Don't know. But just an idea, I thought in the car, coming back getting these batteries, which were, well, the batteries are okay, it's just the scales are wrong. It's just, no, it doesn't work. Modern day crap from China probably, but yeah, don't want to poo-poo the Chinese at this moment. As I said, if anyone's going to take up the magnet idea, it's going to be Chinese, because they can build magnets the size of cars, you know. So you can imagine a power station running off car-sized magnets, you know. I don't know. The forces are going to be absolutely extraordinary, but they got the engineers to do that, and they know that they can do giant projects and Three Gorges Dam sort of project, and say, nah, it's just nothing to us, we can build that. You want that made, we can build it for you. So you never know, they might actually make use of all the magnet work I'm doing, but I've got to go and buy some bloody Aquadeal, I think, because yeah, that Yoo-hoo stuff is crap. It's not what I've experienced in the past. It's not as, you know, not as viscous, and it doesn't make such a strong, it's rubbish. In other words, basically, you're not paying a cheap price for the